So we live, and I got the camera fixed from the last stream, so that's that. Make sure I got my lighting good. That's good enough. This is not really a video, so it's fine. So we're gonna do JSON from Hack the Box today. Take out these retainers here. Yeah, I wore retainers. Yeah, my teeth was mad crooked, like growing up. Got into cybersecurity, got a little bread, and went and straightened my teeth out, like Cardi B. Got a bag and fix my teeth. Let you host know it ain't cheap. I don't know how many people listen to rap on here. Anyway, that was just a little bit of humor, but we are going to get started. I'm going to check the room to see how many people we got really quick. I just wanted to say something really quick to the community out there, the people that follow me, the people that watch this like after the fact, and follow me, everything. So for me, at least right now, I don't know if anything's going to change with me, but for right now, I want to keep everything free. Of course, I do have a Patreon, and I'm like, give what you can, whether that's $1, $2. For me, this knowledge should be free because everyone uses computers, and the last thing that I would want to do is be that person that's blocking you from understanding all of this. I think it's really about you. It's about the person that's trying to learn. I'm not nothing but all I am is a guide, somebody that's trying to get you to a place that you want to be at. It's not about me. It's not about fitting in my pockets. It's not about me getting millions and millions of views. It's about you. And I don't say that as no marketer, as a brander. I'm not trying to be any of that. I'm just truly trying to give back to the community. No question, like, period. That's all it is for me. And so, because, like, for me, like, I have a job, and, I mean, it's pretty cool. And, I mean, I'm not rich, but it's one of those things where it's like, I'm comfortable enough to give back. And, again, even though I do have a Patreon, if you use ad blocker, you know, if you just want to just get the information, and in my Patreon, I do have videos that I give to those guys that I don't put out to the public. I just released one called Radically Improve Your Focus with This One Tip. And just to say thanks. But again, this knowledge, all of this knowledge in my mind is free. So I'm going to wait a few more minutes to see if anybody joins, and we'll get started. But I just wanted to say that if I ever ignore you or don't answer your email or whatever, you know, try to act like I'm, you know, better than you. If you ever feel like that, you know, hit me up again, and you know, you can straighten me out, because at the end of the day, I don't subscribe to any of that. You know, especially, you know, you can see my subscriber count. It's like it's just south of 400. So I'm not, you know, it ain't a million on there, nothing like that. I'm just trying to be as humble as possible while I do this. So here is the Nmap scan for JSON, and I have not read the write-up other than the fact that I know that this is also deserialization, and it is supposed to be ASP.NET. And I hope I'm not screwing that up. I'm getting a little bit smarter on deserialization as we go. And yeah, so from this one, I'm expecting to use Java. No, I'm not expecting to use Java Web Tokens. Why would I say that? I don't know. It's morning. I just woke up like 5 minutes ago. It's up. Just bear with me. I'm gonna be stumbling around, but this is gonna follow the Pomodoro technique where I'm gonna be quiet for 20 minutes as I study. So I'm not gonna do it like I did yesterday where I was like rambling because I was frustrated. So it just turned 5:05, and I'm going to start my methodology. So yeah, let's get to it. What? Yes, I'm an RPC client. I fix my tool. It's 10 minutes already. Index. Oh, so it took. Whatever. Let's see, we have, what are these things? Nothing. Oh. Wow. Nothing. All right, it's been 20 minutes, so I'm going to take my first break and just say what's on my mind right now. So I was on Twitter, of all things. Like, first of all, the only reason why I have a Twitter is so that, you know, I could kind of get this message out and reach more people and help more people as they become ethical hackers, because this is one fun job. I love it. But back to the story. So I'm on there. I'm not going to put anybody's name out because I don't want any ill will or any bad blood between other creators and other content providers. But this certain YouTube account, or not YouTube, or Twitter account, was talking about DLL sideloading. And I really think it's unfair when you take your content and try to what's the word that I'm looking for? Sensationalize? I don't know. Well, you're trying to excite your audience without let's just get to the point. The post was trying to say that the software was vulnerable to DLL sideloading, but it wasn't dishonest. Well, I call it what it is. It is a dishonest tactic. So when you DLL sideload, basically you place a DLL in the same working directory as the software. And the software will automatically just check that present working directory for its own DLLs first before it looks anywhere else. Don't so the content creator tried to frame this as a software vulnerability in the software itself. And there were like several people on the post saying like, oh, good job, oh, I didn't know this, and things like that. And I'm like, don't do that, because what you can do when you frame your content like that is people will think, well, now this software is vulnerable, I'm going to avoid this software, or I'm going to try to, bug bounty my way into saying that, hey, this software is vulnerable. But in reality, just understand that with side loading, software is going to check their present working directory first to see about their own DLL. So if you place a Trojan DLL in that software's present working directory, you're going to get code execution on that software. And it's as simple as that. So I was just like, it's not about the fact that you can load your own DLL and get a interpreter shell or, print some kind of dialogue dialogue box. It's about the fact that don't get socially engineered, because if you socially engineer someone into placing a DLL into that software's working directory, congratulations, you just got persistence. And this is the same thing that happens with supply chain attacks. Same thing. Like if I wanted to be as stealthy as possible, I would just go ahead and drop a DLL into the present working directory of software. So, all that to say, and I just ramble like crazy, all that to say, if something is really an issue, please bring it up. Please put your content out, do your blogs and all that or whatever. Don't leave out critical information, and don't talk about things you don't know about. And again, I'm not trying to start any kind of like cyber beef or nothing like that. I'm not controversial at all, but I take offense when people try to either twist their words to make people react and mislead people, because like some creators don't understand that, people are actually trying to break into the field. So if they see something, they'll be like, oh, well, maybe I'll talk about that in my interview. So they'll take that and put it in their notes. And, they have all of this bad information, and then they go in and they talk about it in their interviews, and like people are laughing at them and like, bro, you don't know what you're talking about. So make sure if you put out content, if you're listening to this right now, if you put out content, make sure that it's on point. And also make sure that you're open to criticism so that you can change it if it's like very incorrect. But me personally, like regardless of if I take a hit or not, I'm going to be there to correct it, or I'm going to be there to add that critical piece of information, whether I got 300 subscribers or 3,000. Because again, if I were coming up in the field, I would not want incorrect or tainted information, just so that, a guy can get some retweets or Twitter likes or whatever people do on Twitter. So if you are listening to this right now, be wary of that. There's a lot of, I don't want to call it misinformation, because the content creators and the Twitter posters actually do mean well. But, you have some people that aren't as studied up on things, or maybe they have taken a management role, or they don't do as much keyboard stuff. And so they're just putting out content to stay relevant, but they don't understand like some stuff can be poisonous, especially if it's incorrect. So that's just like, it was one of the things I was dealing with today, or yesterday, I mean, and it just took me back like, man, DLL side loading is either social engineering, or it is a supply chain attack. It's one of the two. But again, I'm not worried about DLL side loading if I'm not letting anybody into my computer. If you can't get in, if I'm being as safe as possible about downloading things, I'm not worried about that. So if you were watching a live stream, you seen me just stumbling around this web app. I'm going to give my thoughts on it. And I don't know, maybe if you're watching this, you can, what am I trying to say? You can watch what I do and then you can like read the write-up to see what the actual path in is. But to me, it looks like, let's go back in here. And I'm going to start studying again in about 3 minutes. To me, it looks like I have here, but then it's like I don't know where to go next. I've just been getting stuck lately. All of these things, like nothing clicks to go anywhere else. So that's that. Let's go back to that burp suite to see what's going on. But yeah, it's been quite a ride learning about deserialization. I don't know if you were watching, but when you base 64 decode this, you get a serialized object. Yeah. But it's like, what's the point of, I don't know. I'm in already. I could probably, I don't know. Enumerate IDs. Let's just try that. Let's see what we get for this. But yeah, I'm about to start studying. I'm about to start studying again in 1 minute. But my thoughts on this is I've already gotten past the serialization part. And if it is about deserialization, then I'm definitely modifying that object right there that we just saw. And I lost it. Or is this the right burp suite? It is not. I got two open. Oh, that was the right one. All right, let's just start over. But yes, definitely, if you consume cybersecurity information, make sure you are getting your information from reputable people, like people that know what they're talking about. Please do. I'm gonna stop talking. It's 5:35 here, and I'll study for another 20 minutes, and then we can wrap this up. If anybody has any questions or anything like that. I want to play with this one. Peter. Get out of my way. Okay, I think I know what to do. But access is denied even for the administrator. That's funny. It is not decoding. There it is. If you changed this, what? It's crazy. How about we just get rid of that? And this. I broke it. All right. So if I go study any other methodologies, let's try. So this is the methodology that I want to follow. I want to submit a bad cookie or OAuth cookie first. See what happens. I already de-encoded it. I want to re-encode it to see if it can enumerate things. At least that's what I'm thinking. Might not be the right way in, but let me see. Think this through for a minute. Where's my web app? JSON HTTP. Can't do anything with the page. Is there a virtual host? Right. Looks like there is a firewall on it. Yep. Yep. I don't want to look at the write-up. Let me see. Go Buster. There. Oh, I already have a thing in here. Command. Nothing new. There's the files. Okay, there's nothing new. I think after this, I'm gonna probably read the write-up and probably feel so stupid as far as what I missed. But I did get hands-on on the serialized object, so that's really good. Let's research though. Is that okay? It's probably that something dealing with that. already got admin privileges. This is what I want. I don't think I missed anything. Oh, well, I guess I got a spoiler because somebody put a write-up in an actual article. CD, I think documents. I think I got it in there. Nope. Where do I have it? I have it somewhere. New. No. Actually, maybe so. Maybe I had an attempt. And then make sure it's working correctly. That's so weird to me, the Windows slashes. Even though I'm a Windows dude, I would definitely say that Windows slashes are weird. Why is that so hard to see? Do I have a web shell running? I think I do. I mean, not a web shell, a web server. I do. So I should be fine. So what I'm gonna do is take this JSON object or this deserialized object and run a command in it per this article. It's using invoke web requests. I think I'm gonna follow suit because I don't want this to take longer. But normally I wouldn't do invoke web requests, but obviously there's a reason why they're doing it. So whatever. What? I just got sidetracked. I'm gonna do my payload off screen. My create my payload off screen and then I'll bring it back. This is mad difficult to read. Why is it so hard to read? What is my, I think it's just like shell.ps1. I actually have to modify it to be 10, 10, 14, 23. So I'm almost coming up on my final break. I'm gonna go ahead and get the shell before I get off because I want to poke around Windows a little bit, share what I know about Windows. So the break is pretty much over. So I'm gonna build I'm gonna build a serialized object and then run it and then see if it runs on. It says out file. So it is saving to. Why are they doing it like this? See. Temp reverse.ps. Why are you putting it in temp? Put it in program data. Shell.ps1. I don't know. Shell.ps1. Let's just see if this works for us. Make sure I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't. I don't think I did. So this is the command we're running with YSO serial. And I copied that out of there. And then I don't know if that's base 64. It didn't have any equal signs in there. And so I need to, did I change my, yeah, I did actually. So I need to file new tab, 443. It never asked me for sudo anymore for netcat. And I didn't change anything. I don't know why that is, but it's supposed to ask you for sudo for 443. Maybe somebody got me. So back to the web app. Here, it's the bearer one. It's not the OAuth cookie thing. Paste, and we'll see what happens. Error has occurred. Let's see if it interacted with us at all. It couldn't have because we don't have a server running. Let's try that again. Got an internal error and nothing happened. So let me see what the article did here. I'm gonna go back. The article says All right, so that should work. If not, hey, I studied a little bit, so that's my win for the day. So getting in here and studying, it just, the big thing about me is let's see if it did anything. No. Big thing about me is I'm one of those guys that I look for any edge when it comes to work. I think this is the one I'm actually supposed to be using. When it comes to being at work and stuff. Yeah, token, API account. API account. API account. So I need to go back to the web app. So knowing that I got up like earlier than anybody else and got in here and just studied is huge. It just boosts my confidence for the work day. It's just a huge boost of confidence. And it just helps, man. Let me see, 10, 10, 14, 23. Let's make sure I did that in the payload. 10, 10, 14, 23. I didn't mess this up in any way. Maybe we should do a simpler one first. I'm gonna get really good with Why So Serial, and I'm gonna be a straight up beast. Thing 10. What is my IP? But yeah, when you can get up and start good study habits, and I've just started doing this like 4 days ago or something, 10, 10, 14, 23. And, you know, interacting with people at work, it just really helps. Because again, you know that, you know, you got up and got after it. Everybody else was like asleep. So and you get to work and then people start like all of this, like, I'm gonna rant a little bit afterwards. I'm gonna make this stream a little bit long, and I'm gonna just tell you how I feel, man. That's what I like about these live streams is I don't have to be YouTube perfect. I don't have to like, you know, do the stuff that YouTube would like you to do to make the video good. I could just like, what is that? Why can't I read that? Let's just look up the write-up. I am waving the white flag. Because that's ridiculous. This guy right here, man, he has really good ideas to set up a share and then take your netcat off of the share and then run it. That's probably better. But for this video, I'm just gonna do a ping. And it is json.net. So that's what I'll do from here on out. If I don't get the box, I'll just go ahead and read the write-up at the end, and so that it's more satisfying. That way, like, people aren't sticking around for no reason. So let me see. He used a totally different part of Why So Serial. But yeah, I think give me another 3 days and I'm gonna be like Why So Serial, like genius. A Why So Serial genius. And I'm gonna be satisfied because it's one of those things, especially with the Log4j. whatever people call it these days. That's a deserialization attack. And everybody's cyber, man. Everybody, oh, I'm an expert on that. Let me tell you about how that works. They can talk about it all day long. Oh, you don't want your kids using Minecraft and all of this, you like, everybody got something to say, right? And you say, okay, got you. All right, now can you tell me how to use it? How to actually exploit JNDI or log4j? And nobody knows. Oh, I just know it's a thing. I just know that we need to patch it. I just know that, it's a thing. Okay, yeah. Tell me how difficult it is to actually pull off. Well, I do know the little, the IOC, the little payload. Yeah, okay, you know all of that. That's good. Thank you. But if you can't tell me how to execute it, you can't tell me. If you can't tell me how to execute the attack, then you can't tell me what an attacker can do to mask the attack. Like put it in base 64, encode it. You can't tell me any of that. So stop speaking like an expert when let me be quiet, man. It's stuff like that, right? Like, I get that not everyone is going to be technical. That is not what I'm saying right now. If you're not as technical as everybody else, that's fine. You don't have to be super technical, but don't speak as an authority on something until first of all, when you say something, know that it ages like milk. You know what I'm saying? If you put out an article and you say, oh, well, look for this thing, put out the disclaimer that this will age like milk. At some point, people will start to read this and defeat what I'm saying. So don't expect your remedy to stand the test of time. And I think when people speak, that's what they speak from, that because they want the clicks, they want the authority, and it's human nature to want that. But if someone comes along and says, hey man, that doesn't work anymore, like you know what I'm saying? Eat your slice of humble pie and understand that, oh, my bad, I should have kept up with that. Yeah, you should have. Because yes, just as you come up with your way to look for an attack, attackers are looking to defeat that. And, either change your article, take it down, say that, all right, this doesn't work anymore. That way, if someone follows you, they're not looking at the wrong stuff. I'm going to try this. And if it doesn't work, that's going to be it. But that's one of my pet peeves, like people not understanding how quickly this stuff ages like milk. I don't want to discourage anybody from getting in this field, and I don't want to discourage anyone from being an authority. But just know that, what you're saying isn't going to last long. This is not the one. It was accounts. API account is what I want. So I'm going to send this to repeater. And then paste that. And then we'll see if we get code execution here. If not, my IP is 10.10.14.23. And I did all of the right things. And what is it saying? An error has occurred. Let's try this one. Send. An error has occurred. So I didn't get it, but I do get what I'm supposed to do. I just need to be able to focus more. But I was supposed to put my own serialized object here and then get a ping back. So I hope you wasn't like watching this video trying to understand how to do the box. Because I definitely would have went with the write-up the entire time. But I'm really just trying to learn, force myself to learn about deserialization. So that's that. So yes, in this field, things age like milk. So yes, just understanding that we are in a fast-paced field. So yeah, that's that. There was one more thing that I wanted to say. I'm gonna think of it for a minute. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems to me that, you know, everybody wants a voice in this thing, and you should have a voice. There's nothing stopping anyone from having a voice. You just have to understand that you don't have to try, like, especially if you're on LinkedIn or if you're on Twitter or and things like that. You don't have to try to excite everybody. You don't have to try to get a reaction out of everyone. Like, that's really, if it's worthy of that, like the next Eternal Blue or something that comes out, if it's actually worthy of exciting people, definitely do that. But your post doesn't have to reach out and grab everyone every time. It's much better for you as a cybersecurity researcher, as a cybersecurity professional, to just put the information out and let it build up over time. If you put out something like, yes, this is the way to catch Log4j or Log4j, immediately after that, when you see that there's a defeat for your way to catch it, put something like that under it, so that if a person like me, if I don't know anything about cyber and I come and check your profile, I know that you have a history of tracking these things. You know, I know that you have a history of, you know, reporting both exciting and non-exciting information. That way, I know that you're not just one of these guys that are just trying to get a reaction out of the crowd, or reaction out of Twitter or whatever the case. I do understand that, where am I going with this? I understand that the most exciting news is going to rise to the top. Like, it's going to have more likes. So maybe when you put the response to said thing that got defeated, that doesn't get a lot of attention. I understand that that's going to happen. What I'm basically saying is report both sides of cyber. If the forest is on fire, report that. When the fire goes out, report that too. You can't just report on fires. Not in this realm, because people will call you out. People will understand that, yo, this guy is, maybe you're not as technical, and I get that part. Maybe you are a manager, maybe you just need traffic. But there's consequences to that. If you just want traffic only, there's consequences to that. At some point, the more technical guy's going to be like, yeah, I can't follow this guy because this is only sensational information, you know. So there's that. As far as, like, when you look at things as a whole, when you look at things as, if you look at the world as an entire threat picture, where the threats are coming from, understand that, I guess this is the same point that I just made, where things change. So everybody's into the whole thing where, like, you can get phished by a document and things like that. Understand that phishing is changing. Understand that supply chain attacks are changing as well. And it behooves an attacker to go with the times. So if you want to be good at this field, go with the thinking of an attacker. That's why I always encourage, if you want to get in this field, be blue in the day and red at night, or be blue at work and red at home. And if you're red at work, maybe you're a pen tester, then be blue at night, because if you don't have both sides, you'll just get too heavy on one side and not the other side. If you report blue all the time, you won't see when blue gets defeated. And so there's an unequal balance in what you're doing. You see what I mean? I'm ranting right now, but it's early and yeah, whatever. I'm a little bit disappointed that I didn't get the payload to work, but I'm pretty sure if I get enough time to get in here and do it again, then I will make it work. But yes. I'm going to go ahead and get off. I was hoping to get some traffic in the chat. Oh, my bad. Somebody actually said something. My window was not My window was not up, so in Map Jack, I apologize. I didn't see the responses. I'm just gonna go ahead and respond here anyway. I would say deserialization, but I was supposed to respond to the chat and I did not because I was probably talking. So yeah, that. So I am out of time. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for work. But just so everyone knows how these chats work, if you respond while study time is going on, like the 20-minute Pomodoro quiet sessions, then I might not respond. But I'm not sure when he responded, so this is definitely on me. I apologize for that. I'm out of time. This is Dan Main for Unknown Artists, and we out. Stop streaming.